All right. Magandang hapon po. Good afternoon, everyone. It's May 2, 3 o'clock. And this is TJ Parpan, your moderator for this afternoon's panel. The panel is how to transform your business through e-commerce. This is the second to the last webinar for today after 4 days of very fruitful webinars. So thank you everyone to all our participants and our panelists for joining. So I am TJ Parpan again, the Managing Director of Thames International Business School. On behalf of the organizing team, I'd like to welcome all of you to this panel. This is the second time we are having this topic, but with a new set of panelists. And this webinar is a part of DTI's initiative to further accelerate the government's effort para sa mga pagpatulong sa micro and small and medium enterprises to engage in e-commerce. At yung pangalan ng programa nito ay Control Plus Biz, Reboot Now. It includes a range of support services such as access to e-commerce platforms and enablers, access to loans, discounts from delivery platforms, and free training and webinars such as this. Actually, ito yung first part of a series we started last April 29. And then there will be actually a second part po of these webinars sometime in May, I think starting May 12. So please check out the DTI Facebook pages, the main DTI page and the DTI e-commerce page for the final schedules of part 2 of the Control Plus Biz Reboot Now. But before we begin this afternoon's panel discussion, I'd like to welcome the DTI Philippine Trade Training Center's Director, Mr. Nestor Palabiap, to give opening remarks for this afternoon's webinar. Director Nestor, over to you.
So magandang hapon sa lahat. Good afternoon, maayong buntag, hapon for those who are in the Visayas. So let's continue our session today because katulad ng virus ang bilis kumalat, mabilis din magbago ang ating mga challenges na we have to face. And we're here partnering with those who are updated sa mga dapat nating gawin to continue our survival and driving our business. At this point, I would also like to thank all companies who made this event possible, Thames International Business School and our agency representative Philippine Trade Training Center, our learning partners Wonderman Thompson as the AG partner for the visuals, etc. And of course, I will mention them in all our partners alphabetical order. Food Panda, GCash, Google, Grab Express and Grab Food, Lalamove, Lazada, Eatmore, Paymaya, QuadX Paylink and QuadX GoGo Express, Shopee, Singapore Institute of Materials, UnionBank, and Zalora. So make this session very productive so we can all come together and fight this virus. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Director. So with that, let's continue. We will begin now our session for this afternoon. And let me just get my notes ready. Okay, again, our session for this afternoon is a panel discussion on how to transform your business through e-commerce. So we'll be following a panel discussion format where we will have 3 of our panelists who I will introduce. And if they can switch on their videos and audio for a quick recognition. And then we'll be addressing a number of questions after the panel discussion. But for now, please join me in introducing Ms. Dana Maharokon, Managing Director of Lalamove. Hello, Dana.
Hello, JB. Hello, TJ. Sorry, and hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
And also, please join me in welcoming Mr. Petrus Carbonell, Business Development Head of Lazada, who's spoken also in our previous webinars. Hello, Petrus.
Hi, TJ. Hi, everybody who's watching. Welcome, and thank you for inviting us here. Very happy to be part of this.
Okay, and we have also Mr. JP Soliman, Vice President of UnionBank.
Hi, magandang hapon po sa lahat. Nice to see you all again.
All right, thank you very much. I myself, I'm the Managing Director of Thames International, but before coming on board into the space of education and the academe, I spent 25 years in integrated marketing communications and 20 years of that po in sa digital marketing. I'm, digital and e-commerce is also very close to my heart, not just as an educator, but also po as a practitioner. And for our panelists, and I think the context po nito for Lazada and Lalamove, they are platform-based companies and are inherently digitally enabled. UnionBank, if you are not aware, has been undergoing its digital transformation for the past number of years, and their journey yet continues. And there is also another segment of companies, such as some of our MSMEs, who are still exploring po yung journey to digital transformation, and specifically po sa e-commerce. Kasi if they have an existing business and products, going to e-commerce is one of the easiest things to do. And also using available platforms to advertise your products, such as Facebook, Instagram, Google, and the like. But just to put also po in a context, the situation we're in, there is no doubt we are in a very volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. Yung mga words po na yun, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, is an acronym actually being used across several industries. It's called VUCA. We are in a VUCA world. Nung Enero pa lang, nung pumutok yung taal to with what happened with COVID, medyo talagang nayanig yung mundo natin as consumers and as business owners. So we are in a VUCA world. And I think that is a thing, that thinking is carried with us throughout any challenge, may they be to the scale of an eruption or of a pandemic. I think all businesses will have their ups and downs and face various challenges. And I think we're looking at digital transformation as a way to stay competitive and continue innovation in these times. So I'd just like to start by maybe giving a quick and brief introduction and even a definition of what we can mean by when we talk about digital transformation. So allow me to share my screen, and this will just be a few slides. So when we talk about digital transformation, maybe we can look at a definition. But siguro po yung mindset po natin, when we talk about digital transformation, baka mas malaki na dapat yung definition natin. I think we should all be looking at a business transformation because digital does enable it, but our thinking now is for our entire business. And one possible definition that I'm offering here is that business transformation is the insightful application of customer-centric and digitally driven strategies onto the key domains of a business that allows it to continuously evolve in its creation of value for its customers. So it's a matalinong application ng customer-centric and digitally driven strategy sa mga domains o yung mga aspeto ng isang business. And what I'm going to show are an example of what these domains or pillars are. Depending on various frameworks, iba-iba rin yung mga combination nito. It could be 4 pillars or 5 pillars. In this case, these are 7 pillars. I'd like to show you the first pillar, which companies can consider in their transformation, is the aspect of purpose or an organization's why or reason for being. But why are your companies in existence? Why are you offering your products and services? And there are many ways of figuring this out through probably the golden circles or baka meron na kayong vision and mission. Ano yung purpose nyo ng company niyo? Next pillar could be the people, the organization's empowered and engaged human resources. So again, to get the company running, it's really it's needed are the people. Maybe a team of 1 or a company of 1,000. It's always the people that will get things going. And there are many things to consider in terms of how do we empower our people, from their basic needs all the way for them to align to what our purpose is all about. So they're aligned with our growth. The third pillar that we can consider is also the process, an organization's ideal methods of doing work that drives efficient operations. Yung mga pamamaraan natin, mga proseso, mga sistema na ginagamit natin. If we are in a brick and mortar industry, more and more, we're shifting nowadays to automated and digital processes. Next, and thinking about it is just to share, as we think of our processes, it's always good to look at the human aspect of our processes, from what problems are we solving and how do we make our processes now part and parcel of our innovation. The next pillar we can consider, of course, is our product. This is something that all of the businesses are very familiar with. It's your organization's offering that delivers value. Pero maganda po yung siguro to think about it when you deliver value, it's across yung buong customer experience of your end user, because it's not just when they learn about your product, it's when they buy it. After they buy it, it's their customer servicing that happens after. So yung journey na yun, tuloy-tuloy yan. Hindi yan one-off para sa mga customers natin. And with all of that, ideally, it's driving your profit. It's an organization's management of finances that provides stability and potential for growth. And we are familiar with these concepts, but we're looking now, how can we use platforms or technology para, bumaba yung cost natin, para tumaas yung profit natin. And then with all of this, it starts addressing yung position po natin sa market, because we want to differentiate ourselves in the market we're in to, again, offer as much value to our end users. So it's importante na mas mataas yung position natin para makilala tayo sa market. And there are many ways of figuring this out. In this diagram, ito po yung Porter's 5 forces. Maraming paraan to figure out your position in the market. But I also wanted to add this last pillar to consider. It's called perspective. Or mas konektado po to sa data and analytics, because it's an organization's ability to use actionable insights from data. Yung data ngayon, pag may mga e-commerce platforms tayo, or even mga do-it-yourself platforms such as Facebook and Google, marami pong information dyan. But how do you turn that into insight para mas maganda yung decision-making po natin sa transformation natin? So again, these are just an example of the pillars: purpose, people, process, product, profit, position, and perspective. And on a per company, may iba-ibang combination po nito. And I just wanted to use this as a kick-off in terms of our discussion po, because for successful transformation to happen, yes, we have to look at the technology. But maybe in the first part of our panel discussion, I'd love to hear from the panelists po. Ano po yung approach ninyo sa internal transformation sa mga company ninyo? How did you start? I mean, what was your reason for being? And how does that drive how does your internal transformations, or what are your internal focuses sa organizations ninyo that allows you to actually transform faced with all of these challenges that happen almost on a regular basis? So if I can invite maybe Dana to share her point of view on this question.
Hello, thank you for that, TJ. Good afternoon again to everyone. I'll start with a little bit of an introduction on Lalamove first. So Lalamove is an on-demand delivery platform. We're present in 12 countries and over 200 cities. As TJ mentioned earlier, we are a digitally inclined company. We're present in both Manila and Cebu here in the Philippines. Our digital services, or our delivery services, focuses on MSMEs needs, as we provide a highly flexible platform with a variety of fleets ranging from mga motor, SUV or MPV, vans, at light trucks. So being a digital platform, when we were starting out, ang tawag sa companies like Lalamove, like Grab, and the like are disruptors, right? So for Lalamove's case, we were a disruptor to traditional logistics. But what makes Lalamove different, apart from its technology, of course, is its focus on servicing MSMEs, especially in the Philippines, where 99% of registered businesses are MSMEs. It was a great value proposition for us to provide fast, simple, and affordable deliveries. This value creation has allowed us to fulfill our mission, or as TJ mentioned earlier, the why of the company, our mission to empower local communities. Pag sinabi nating local communities para sa Lalamove, dalawa po yan. Ang ating mga customers, which are our SMEs and MSMEs, at ang ating mga drivers. Paano po ginagawa ng Lalamove iyon? Ang mga customers or ang mga businesses, natutulungan po natin na makapag-deliver at ma-expand ang reach nila sa kanilang mga customer even further through deliveries. Sa mga drivers naman, natutulungan natin ang mga drivers na, by the way, negosyante rin naman po, na kumita gamit ang kanilang mga vehicles. So, na-mention din kanina ang customer-centric, digitally driven. No? So these two are inherent to what Lalamove does. And as we continue to expand in the Philippines, we center everything that we do on this why, on empowering local communities, which we feel is the very reason for our success here. And we look forward to continuing this success as the years progresses.
Okay, salamat Dana. So yung great to hear that your focus really is to create value for MSMEs and also for local communities. Thank you, Dana. If I can ask JP of UnionBank to share his point of view in terms of their purpose.
Hi everyone. Gandang hapon po. I guess marami pong nakakaalam din na Union Bank talagang dumaan kami sa napakahabang digital transformation. Ilang taon na ba? Saka 4.5 years na kami in this transformation journey. And I'm happy to say that, well, some people, yung iba sa bangko, sinasabi nasa phase 3 na daw kami, nasa phase 4, phase 5. Pero lahat yan talaga nagsimula 4 or 5 years ago internally sa amin mga union bankers mismo, sa mga tao namin. So it's the people aspect. Unang-unang ginawa namin was inalam namin ready ba kami? Ready ba yung mga tao namin dito sa transformation na gagawin? Kasi po pag sinabing digital transformation, minsan napaka-grande niyan eh. Nakatingin lahat kagad, ano ba yung end? Saan tayo yung pinakagusto nating heaven na pupuntahan being a very digitally transformed company? And coming from a very, very large bank as we are, medyo mahirap din yun. Mahirap din talaga siya gawin. So, inuna namin yung tao. So much of employee engagement activities ang nangyari. We had to find out nasang level na yung mga tao namin in terms of transformation, saan namin sila kailangan dalhin. In fact, it's really more about parang culture change na yung dating, no? Bakit? Kasi yung tao ang unang-unang haharap sa customer. 'Di ba? Kailangan siguraduhin namin yung mga tao namin customer focused to the heart, to the core nila. Kasi every time you talk about digital transformation, andyan lagi nakadikit dyan yung customer centricity, yung concept ng customer centricity. Hindi kami gagawa ng anong technology or bagong produkto or bagong process kung hindi rin naman importante at kailangan ng aming customers. So kailangan yung mga tao namin sa umpisa pa lang nakikinig at marunong makinig sa customers namin. That's one. Second is collaborative ba sila? Diba? Yung mga tao namin being collaborative, being wala akong sikretong itatago sa kapwa union banker. Wala akong sikretong itatago sa mga customers ko. That's collaborative. Magsama-sama kami, magtulong-tulong mag-isip, and then we develop accordingly. Right? And then of course, on the technology side, kailangan maging ready rin kami. Yung mga tao ba namin marunong mag-program? Ang unang-unang tanong yun. Kailangan ba namin mag-hire ng mga programmers? May mga tao ba kami na magaling sa tinatawag na mga design thinking methodologies or lean startup methodologies? Yung mga ganyang bagay. Tinuruan namin yung mga tao namin, lahat. Hanggang sa sekretarya, sa tellers, sa mga nasa back office, lahat tinuruan, lahat natuto. Kaya nga po, nagkaroon din kami ng transformation sa mga empleyado. Yung dati naming clerk o yung dating typist na tinatawag, ngayon, coder na siya. So nagbago rin, nag-transform din pati yung trabaho nila. Yung dating nakaharap sa branch na yung tinatawag ng mga tao na new accounts, ngayon, iba na rin ang posisyon niya, more on IT related kasi natuto rin sila. So yun po, unang-unang ginawa namin talaga, tinransform namin yung mindset, yung kultura ng mga tao sa loob, bago po kami nag-proceed to phase 2 or phase 3, which is more about the different products and technologies that we have out in the market. And now what we're saying is we are in mga phase 4 or phase 5, which is all about what we call commercialization. Ito na po yung binibigay na po namin sa mga kliyente namin at sa tao kung ano po yung mga nagawa na namin. Kaya po recently, maybe in the past year, nakita nyo na yung mga online account opening, mobile app account opening, interbank transfer sa mobile app, transfer to remittance centers through mobile app. Di ba po, yun yung mga araw-araw na ginagawa natin sa buhay na yun po yung insight na nakuha ng aming mga tao. And since our people are collaborative and no more advanced in terms of digital, nakapag-innovate po kami ng tamang produkto para po sa mga customers namin. So, medyo mahaba po talagang diskusyon ang digital transformation ng Union Bank. Minsan po isang araw yan just to present our own digital transformation journey. Pero kung meron po ako may impart kung saan tayo magsisimula, unang-una po talaga unahin natin sarili natin, mga tao natin. Gaano tayo kahanda? At ihanda natin sila kung meron man tayong gagawing transformation. Yun lang po muna.
Okay. Thank you. Maraming salamat, JP. So, it's interesting to see yung proseso Kasi it is a long process, and I think paratis malaman din ng mga MSMEs natin is whatever we're doing, we're in it for the long haul, and it is also for our businesses also to thrive, to survive at this point, to survive first and to thrive. Yung supporting our people sa transformation. And I think I like what you mentioned, JP, because culture change, pero tumawid din siya sa upskilling po ng mga tao. So aside from the culture change, there is also yung work stability is also added to, or there's an upskilling because lumalawak din rin po yung skills at yung probably mga tungkulin din nila within the bank or any organization. So salamat, JP. May we hear from Petrus from Lazada.
Hi. No, Lazada actually has been a beautiful story of transformation over the past years. The Lazada today is very different from Lazada when it was established in the Philippines in 2012. At the heart of it is actually yung mission namin, which is to accelerate progress in the Philippines and to serve our community. Na who are they? Sila po yung mga sellers at mga buyers. Yung sellers po, tulad ng mga nanonood siguro today, which is mga MSMEs. Sila po talaga yung iniisip natin. And over the years, with this at hand, at the core, using technology to help everybody in that community. So that being said, from 2012, you started as an e-commerce site. And then later on, Lazada realized na what are the biggest barriers, which one of them was logistics. So Lazada had to transition and to create Lazada Express, and later on improve it to become Lazada e-logistics. So that's one of the things that we tried to solve, and that's part of the transformation that happened over a number of years. We also had to, later on, we realized na ano pala yung mga tao, hindi pala marami yung may credit card or comfortable with using mga banks, e-commerce, e-payments, cashless. So we had to open cash on delivery. So that was a big step kasi we realized na, okay, our customers, yung mga buyers, gusto talaga niyan mag-cash on delivery. So that's one of the steps we had to do. Also in transformation, we had to create a Lazada wallet. Kasi even though there are people who have credit cards, there are also people who do not have credit cards but are willing to do cashless transactions. So kaya nagkaroon ng mga Lazada wallet. And then recently we realized that people are also not just on the site to buy. Some of them are there to also entertain themselves. So parang if you go to a mall, for example, ang ginagawa mo doon is to entertain yourselves and then do some transactions. Similar din yan sa actions of people online. So we had to create mga consumer engagement modules. For example, ng live stream, flash sales, and things that will be entertaining for people. For example, we also have mga slash it, mga price slash, ganyan, para ma-engage yung mga customers who are already online. Well, at the heart of it, in terms of transformation, it is keeping to the core na, as I said a while ago, our mission na to accelerate progress through technology. So yan po, ever since the start until end, Lazada's been a story of entrepreneurship, but keeping to the core. So what I'd like to impart, what I'm trying to say is that if we start with the why, it's always how do we serve our community? How do we serve our sellers and buyers in our case? And at the end of the day, transformation is all about serving these customers and our buyers.
Okay, thank you very much, Petrus. So it looks like there is a common theme really is that if your organization is very clear about your purpose, your mission, kung sino yung sinaserve nyo. Di ba usually yung purpose niyan may beneficiary yan eh. It's not, and in this case, it's not your shareholders eh. I mean, of course, they will benefit, pero yung end consumer. At the same time, I think you mentioned Petrus. I think similar to all, even for MSMEs, hindi lang yung customer, may ecosystem yan ng yung kasama nyo, di ba? From logistics, from suppliers, from messenger. Ang dami pong kasama dun. So how will they benefit from it? And what I also heard is, since kung klaro po yung purpose, things may change, technologies will change, consumer behavior may change, pero it might be actually easier to adjust to those changes because klaro pa rin po yung purpose. I like how purpose is discussed in other conferences, or yung mindset na parang it's your North Star. parang hindi nagbabago ang placement ng purpose mo. You might be zigging and zagging or paiba-iba yung direction dahil sa nangyayari sa environment, sa customers, but yung North Star po hindi nagbabago yun. It guides you. So it's I just wanted to hear the points of view coming from what's important po within an organization to make sure transformation happens. So if we could touch on a bit more on the benefits of a transformation and also maybe also specific to the e-commerce space in terms of a transformation. And when we do talk about e-commerce, it really is pretty broad and deep because now it considers everything from our online storefronts, may they in whatever format they may be, and then of course the actual transactions and everything that comes with it from fulfillment. But from your experiences, what are the benefits of a transformation through e-commerce? But also, hopefully, I'd like to address some of the questions that have come in. Maybe you could squeeze in some of your responses, because there are questions of, is digital transformation expensive? So there's that typical notion, and of course, it's a valid question. So is it expensive? And there's another question asking, paano po yung mga employees natin na parang nawalan ng trabaho because of transformation? Things to consider. So let me go back to that. So now we're talking about if we're moving forward with the transformation, what are the benefits of a transformation and utilizing e-commerce solutions, but maybe again answering, is it expensive? And how do we support employees or people in the workforce who might be made redundant? That's the initial fear, yung redundancy kasi na-automate and na-digitize. Pero how do we support our people? Maybe we can have Petrus to begin this time.
Yeah, benefits of transformation, especially digital, no? So the biggest benefit actually, especially with e-commerce, is you having access to a wider market. Especially for MSMEs, no? The question on the mind is always, paano ba ako lalago? Paano papalagahin to? Paano papalakihin? And e-commerce is one of the best ways to expand your market. Given a bigger market size, you will have more volume, more value. You'll be able to offer more things to your customer. The second benefit is actually what I see is efficiency. So there are things that you do not need to pay for when you're going to go online kasi it's free. And it's easier to go scale up. So meaning scaling up is maraming mga tao, with one setup, you're able to do a lot of things. So these two benefits actually are huge for MSMEs to become bigger and to continue doing business. Now, the third thing is that if we're concerned about people who are losing jobs because of e-commerce, I don't think that will be the biggest concern now, because we're seeing a lot of jobs being created by this e-commerce scene. So ako, as an employee of Lazada, I'm one of them na benefiting of having a job in the e-commerce industry. And we're seeing new businesses growing, and more of them are actually having more employees, more business, and more transactions. In fact, it's more because businesses are more efficient right now. It's easier for them to spend on what actually their people need in the long run. So that being said, of course, there's a lot of skills that are available and that are skills that are needed when going online and doing your e-commerce business. So that's why I think platforms like us and a lot of other platforms out there are also trying to upskill a lot of their employees para mas matuto sila, no? So there are a lot of free courses out there. So this one is one of them, this DTI effort. And then there are a lot of others. On Lazada alone, may Lazada University. You can go there for free as long as you sign up. And I think people will eventually also go into this scene and learn a new set of skills. And then jobs will be created and a lot more jobs will be available for more people.